In my previous life, my sister and I married into the Johnson family. At the same time, she despises her eldest son, Ethan, gloomy and paranoid. So she quickly chose her second son, Lucas. He was known for his cold and abstinent character, devoutly believe in Buddhism. However, she couldn't stand the loneliness. Eventually, an extramarital affair occurred during the marriage. As a result, Lucas tied her up with Buddhist beads, throw her to the wealthy elite, being humiliated and played with. Meanwhile, I married Ethan, a hopeless romantic. I manage all his assets, live a life filled with love and abundance. Furious, my sister Emily pushed me off a tall building. I fell to death. My body is broken into pieces. When I opened my eyes again, we all went back to the day we got engaged. This time, Emily's face was twisted with malice. She suddenly pushed me into Lucas' arms. Lucas has admired you for a long time. He won't marry anyone but you, she exclaimed. Go ahead, sister. Don't be shy, call him husband. I looked at Emily and sneered. Shyly throws herself into Ethan's arms. My dear sister, let me take a wild guess. How long do you think you can live? In the hands of that perverted pervert. I like to play with people who dress up as women. At the Johnson family engagement party, just now, Emily is still telling our parents she would only marry Lucas. But the next second, she pushed me right into his arms. Her flawless face, with malice and madness, far beyond her age. Lucas already loves you. He won't marry anyone else. Don't be shy, sister. Go meet him quickly. I already call him husband. No need to wait for my reply. She suddenly pushed me to his chest. Her unexpected move stunned everyone in the hall. I instinctively reached for the table next to me. Seek support, but where I can. A pair of strong hands grabbed me first. A faint scent of sandalwood lingered around him. It's Lucas. What a gentleman he is. He held me and then quickly let go. Miss Sophia, be careful, he said in a low, unintelligible voice. A devout Buddhist indeed. I grew up in a temple. He behaves in a detached manner, as if far away from the world. If I didn't know this in my previous life, he restrained Emily with the rosary. 3 days. Throw her to a rich playboy. I might actually believe in his saintly image. I lowered my eyes, pretended to be shy, and whispered softly, Thank you, Lucas. Men care a lot about appearance, especially powerful men. If I show even the slightest discomfort or disgust, he might be wary of me. This will only make the days ahead more difficult. Emily did a great job with this one. Force me to marry when I look up. I caught a glimpse of triumph in her eyes. So she was reborn. She returned to this critical moment. But even if she hadn't pushed me towards Lucas, I will choose him myself. After all, he just doesn't care about women. Not interested in love. But his wealth is endless. He gave his wife complete freedom, as long as she doesn't touch his bottom line. Ethan, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. He is not only depraved but also perverse. But he is fascinated by men dressing as women. People around him. The beast in all its disguises. In my previous life, the only reason he's so nice to me, because I'm in control. The company's financial lifeline. I have the power to destroy him at any time. So he pretended to be a faithful husband. Under my gaze, if Lucas is a ruthless wolf, then Ethan is a venomous snake. Cunning and cruel. Congratulations, dear sister. You chose absolute. The worst road for you. People around us are already looking at Emily. Different. Still, she quickly regained her composure. Show a gentle smile. My sister has always been timid, she said sweetly. I have taken care of her since she was a child. I know how shy she is. So I thought I should help her. She turned to me with a false sincerity. Sophia, your dream has finally come true. Cherish your new husband. Lucas is such a graceful and gentle man. She emphasized every word. Her tone was full of gloating. She totally believes I will suffer at his hands. But for Ethan, this scene only makes Emily seem more thoughtful. Be polite. After all, he was notorious for his debauchery. His parents had long given up on disciplining him. Find a wife who can restrain him. Just what he wanted. A bright smile appeared on his lips. Oh my God, you are such a caring sister. Emily, casually tuck a strand of stray hair behind your ear and show an attractive smile. Her every move exudes charm. Ethan was completely mesmerized. Without hesitation, he held out his hand and invited her to the first dance of the night. Emily never liked studying or overthinking. Her biggest hobby in life is dressing up, dance, and be the center of attention. She has fallen into his trap. At the end of the dance, thunderous applause filled the entire hall. Tonight, Emily is the center of attention. She has completely fascinated Ethan. Any woman with practical experience knows that men need to be deceived for a while. Only then will they truly appreciate what they have. But Emily was too anxious, afraid I'd take him away from her. That night, she followed Ethan directly to a hotel. She really can't wait. The next day, Emily video called me, eager to show off her victory. She was wearing a silk camisole. She wore a huge sapphire necklace around her neck. The traces of love covered her skin. She smiled proudly and said, "Sophia, this necklace is beautiful, isn't it? This is a top lot at the auction. Value over 30 million. Ethan was so gentle to me last night. A real man should be generous and considerate. Just like him. Of course, you're also marrying into the Johnson family. But tradition dictates that the eldest son inherit everything. I will be Mrs. Johnson, the future head of the Fortune Group. And you only get some dividends from us every year. You were born 3 minutes later than me. That's why I'll always be above you. Now, even in marriage, I win again. Sometimes you just have to accept your fate." I smiled softly and retorted, "Emily, don't you think it's too early to celebrate? Everyone knows that Ethan has countless lovers. The moment you married him, you will be busy with your mistress. 4 and 5 will give you a headache." Emily raised her chin confidently. "That's in the past. Last night, he swore to me that from now on I would be his only woman. Even swore if he cheated, he can no longer get an erection." She laughed at me as if I dared to question her. He also said that before getting married, it's normal for men to have fun. A man as handsome and rich as him. Of course, there are women who throw themselves at him. But from now on, he's mine. Soon he'll be totally obsessed with me. I couldn't help laughing. If a man's promise is worth believing, pigs should now be able to climb trees. We were talking about Ethan. A man who grew up in debauchery. Every inch of him sucks. I laughed and sneered. You sound very confident in yourself. Emily's smile grew even brighter with pride. Of course, there is no man I can't get. He has proposed to me. The wedding is next month. No budget restrictions. Everything will be as I wish. Sophia, if you regret it now, it's too late. Ethan is your brother-in-law. You'd better stay away from him. If I catch you trying to seduce him, I'm going to break your legs." Her threats are serious. I have no doubt she's serious. After all, in my past life, she pushed me down the stairs, leaving me a broken body. Of course, I won't tell her about Ethan's problem. That man played too much. He was infected with some disease. He not only has bad taste, but sometimes he even chases animals. Just thinking about it makes me sick. Meanwhile, Lucas and I are officially engaged. Although his cold and distant personality has not changed. As a devout Buddhist, he never appeared in person. He just gave me millions of dollars worth of beautiful jewelry. But he either meditates in the temple, discussing scriptures with monks, or fly abroad, seek wisdom from renowned spiritual teachers. Rich, absent, and uninvolved. Life is peaceful. I live a life of luxury and freedom. Emily, on the other hand, she posts a lot on social media. showing off her love life. Countless kisses, cuddles, and bedtime photos. No one will back down. I fight back by showing off my luxury collection. Jewelry, designer bags, and exclusive auction items. My extravagant spending even became a hot topic. Online comments section full of praise for my wealth and independence. A charming and powerful woman with both wealth and beauty. Even my number of likes far exceeds Emily's. After all, everyone in our circle. It's clear what kind of person Ethan is. Emily was upset and left a comment on my post. Material wealth is meaningless. The greatest gift in life is love. I responded immediately. Love is expressed through gifts. My dear husband just gave me something more valuable. Isn't this the meaning of love? If you don't have it, it must mean you don't want it. Right? That was the last straw. Emily was furious and called me in the video shouting abuse. I immediately hung up the phone and let her indulge in her anger. Emily and Ethan's wedding was a grand occasion. They bought the entire private island. A fleet of luxury yachts. A private jet was even specially equipped for this event. The guest list includes celebrities. This kind of people. People who often appear on TV. During the reception, Emily held Ethan's arm tightly. Toast to the female guests. Full of pride. Ethan also got involved. Put your arms protectively around her waist. Protect her from drinking. Occasionally pinch her cheek affectionately. Everything looks sweet. Of course, in addition to, for him, it's just muscle memory. He has been surrounded by women all his life. After all. Meanwhile, Emily, blinded by love, she didn't notice how Ethan exchanges flirty glances and women from 5 different tables. These women are more than just guests. Employee or family member knows. They are Ethan's ex-girlfriend and current lover. Each of them attended his bachelor party the night before. Some of them are even male models. The wedding host, he's been there too. In my previous life, I got a video of their debauchery. Used them as leverage to keep Ethan away from me. But Emily obviously still has no idea. She's too paranoid and worried. Ethan and me, she only dares to show off. When he was in the bathroom, raise her hand. She showed off a huge 16-carat pink diamond ring. Sophia, is my ring beautiful? Value over 60 million. Unique and truly priceless. Don't be rude. But you like to show off your trinkets. In contrast, to be honest, they are just garbage to me. I took a bite of the cake gracefully and replied with a smile. Well, at least my trinkets belong to me. But tell me, Emily, is that piece of jewelry really yours? Her face immediately darkened. Everyone knows Ethan is rich, but no one knows how rich he is. The fact is, these are not his assets. They belong to the Johnson family's jewelry collection. He must get permission before he can wear them. Then return. Emily's expression froze. Of course it's mine. What? You thought it was yours? She looked around the venue. Look at these guests. They are all high-profile figures. Came here to celebrate our wedding. When you married Lucas, it won't be that lively. Let me warn you. Stay away from my husband. I threw the finished plate into the trash can and gave her a calm smile. Relax. I'm not interested in junk. But she wasn't completely wrong. My wedding with Lucas wasn't just a little bit extravagant. This is not a spectacle at all. We just picked an auspicious day. Signed the marriage certificate, that's it. Then he took me to a luxury real estate office and gave me a whole villa. A multi-billion-dollar legacy. Register under my name. His reasoning. You performed so well, you deserve a reward. His generosity is astonishing. Although, I now control the financial assets of Fortune Group. I don't dare spend money. As luxurious as he is. Then he gave the classic bossy CEO speech. I'm busy and don't have time to accompany you. Buy whatever you want. Don't bother me unless it's important. If I need you, I will go find you. Don't argue with my parents in front of me. Don't have anything to do with other men. After that, he left. This is every woman's dream husband. Super rich, complete absence, and absolute freedom. I finally won the jackpot. But I haven't come back from the dead yet, just to be a trophy wife. Without power, wealth is meaningless. I got a taste of absolute freedom. Buy with money and influence. In this life, I must reach higher heights. So I started building my empire. First, I made a fortune in the stock market. Then expand aggressively, buying land through auctions. Collect rare paintings and jewelry. At last, investing in impact incubators and media networks. With the advantage of knowing the future. Every move I make ensures victory. 10 days later, Lucas came back unexpectedly and invited me to dinner. In my previous life, he left on Emily's wedding night. 3 months of seclusion in a monastery. He came back just to celebrate his grandfather's birthday. However, this time, he is unusually polite. Even made me tea. Sophia, married only 10 days. You have spent over 100 million. His voice was calm and unpredictable. I'm not bothered. I picked up the teacup and took a sip slowly. The Johnson family indeed. Even their tea is top quality and priceless. I replied with a smile. Excellent. The daily spending limit of the black card is 10 million. Otherwise, I would spend more money. There was a faint smile on his lips. Aren't you afraid I'll call you a spendthrift? I put down the cup and smiled at him easily. Only useless men complain about women spending money. But you, Lucas, are not ordinary people. If I want the stars in the sky, you will bring them down to me without hesitation. Women should marry real men like you. Besides, all the money I spent was invested. Every penny will generate returns. Now that we are married, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. No one can resist such flattery. Sure enough, a smile flashed in his eyes. Seeing that my cup was empty, he poured me some more tea. His movements were slow and cautious. You are indeed different from other women. Most people are content with small luxuries, but you invest in real estate. Antiques and stocks making waves in the market. Marrying me must feel like settling down. It was his way of recognizing my financial acumen. I laughed. Not at all. You just have the resources. Without them, I can't make such a large investing in such a short time. There is some truth in what I say. Yes, my investment is bold. Precisely. Because Lucas has enough wealth to support them. Although the profit I made, legally considered marital property, we split. The reputation I have built in the business world. It's all my own. Once I built my empire, it will only belong to me. No matter how much gold Lucas has to his name. People still whisper about him behind his back. He lives off his wife's success. Lucas didn't beat around the bush. You can invest and start your own business. Follow your heart. If you need resources, connections, or funding, just ask. But today I come to see you. Because a friend of mine is interested in a piece of land. What you have in the southern suburbs. He wants to build a shopping mall there. State your price. The southern suburbs are currently being developed. With hospital, schools, and office buildings are being relocated there. Build a large. The shopping mall will be a gold mine. I originally planned to develop, but then decided it wasn't worth the slow payoff. Physical store. The company will surely decline in the next few years. Not worth locking up money in it. I smiled and nodded gracefully. We are a family, aren't we? Your friends are my friends. Why talk about money? I will send the land certificate to you tomorrow morning. Lucas, a Buddhist who is always detached. Holding the teacup in hand, I froze. The land. This is exactly what I bought on my wedding day. After selling billions of dollars worth of real estate, he gave it to me. Invest all my stock market gains in it. If I sell it now, I will at least 4 times my initial investment. But I'm giving it away for free. Of course, I'm not that generous. I use the classic retreat strategy. In advance. If I don't quote a price, the only way they can compensate me by offering the highest possible market price. If they underestimate me, it just makes them look bad. Lucas has seen all kinds of women in his life, but a woman like me, greedy and magnanimous, it's the first time. He looked at me for a long time before he spoke. What's your angle? I kept a serious face. Talk nonsense without hesitation. Isn't it obvious? Because I like you. 3 sentences, each of which cleverly forced him. First, there was a smile on his lips. This was different from his usual polite smile. A bit childish. He raised his eyebrows and asked curiously, "You want me to believe?" Apparently he didn't. After all, he's smart enough to see through Emily's nonsense. At the wedding. But I didn't lie this time. I explained, "You met my parents. You know how opportunistic and self-serving they are. Even if I didn't marry you, they will sell me to someone else. For power and resources, objectively speaking, you are my best choice. You prefer a quiet, detached lifestyle. I would rather focus on business and making money. Our cooperation is a win-win situation." Lucas chuckled. His clear eyes sparkled with interest. His life. He was forced to stay behind the scenes, told to be humble, will never overshadow his brother. But I'm different. Bold, ambitious, confident. I did everything he couldn't do. Soon after, he started taking me to parties. And his inner circle. Unlike Ethan's so-called elite social circle, spoiled young heir, trust fund kid, indulge in bad habits. Lucas' circle is made up of real talented players. These are industrial giants. Time is so precious to people. Make sure to have dinner with them. Booking is required several months in advance. With my advantage of knowing the future, I made a quick impression on them. Soon, I don't just discuss business deals with them. I was invited to their private tea party. Powerful men appreciate women's strength, just like women to men. Lucas' attitude towards me has changed dramatically. He started pouring tea for me himself, prepare my favorite snacks, even responsible for the negotiation of prime office space I'm interested in. He even took the initiative to help me recruit top talent in the industry. His focus is very meticulous. On the grand opening day of my impact incubator, Emily eventually won Mrs. Johnson's favor, Ethan's mother. As a reward, she was given control of Fortune Group hotels and jewelry business. She became the focus of the news, known as the ideal daughter-in-law of a wealthy family. Elegant, capable, ambitious. But as the 2 daughters-in-law of the Johnson family, things have to be fair. So I was also assigned to manage a company. The worst one. Fashion department. How bad is it? Since its launch, its profitability ranks last. In spite of, how much does it cost to hire a top designer? No effect. Over the past 5 years, they have experienced at least 50 different creative directors, national and international. No results. The industry openly ridiculed it. This is the biggest failure in the history of Fortune Group. Obviously, this is to humiliate me. Lucas frowned, a little unhappy. Tourism is booming now. I will talk to my parents and help you reallocate. Lucas proposed. I waved goodbye to him confidently. I like to turn the tide in unfavorable situations. Give me a month. Let's wait and see. The corners of his mouth rose slightly. His eyes sparkled with admiration. That confidence. I nodded firmly. Of course, there are some industries I won't bet on. But reviving the fashion brand of the Fortune Group, I've done it once. It is this achievement. In my previous life. This one over my very picky in-laws. Let them trust my judgment completely. But this time, I didn't stop at domestic success. My goal is to push the brand into the top 50 in the world. Luxury brands, reaching greater heights. Lucas verbally expressed his trust in me. But deep down, he is still worried. I can be in charge of the company's fashion department. Going underground. For the first time, he stopped going to the temple. No more discussing philosophy with monks. And started following me everywhere. He is worried. Someone in the company will try to sabotage me. Or I can't control internal politics. But once he walked into the company with me, he soon realized I'm not the type to be bullied easily. Without hesitation, I fired 2/3 of the old employees. Most of them are just for the easy paycheck, relying on connections rather than ability. They drive away the really talented newcomers, killing any chance of progress. When they tried to appeal to upper management, Lucas closed them himself. Afternoon, they all quietly submitted a resignation letter. Next, I went to the top art school in the country. Asked professors to recommend their best students. Those with outstanding performance can be directly employed. Every week I hold a themed design competition. The first prize is $300,000. Second place, $200,000. The third one is $100,000. The winner will be hired immediately as a full-time designer. So students can learn while gaining real-world experience. And those who are truly talented find a job before graduation. This is an irresistible opportunity. Competition is fierce. Young talents are fighting hard for a place. They have money and career prospects. When I get fresh, get high-quality design at a fraction of the cost. At the same time, I launched a digital marketing campaign. Get a lot of exposure. Finally, I held a fashion show. Invite industry leaders, socialites, and celebrities. No one dared to refuse the invitation of Fortune magazine group. They all participated. Looking forward to another formal social event.